So my top three boom cities or boom towns that are going to continue and have that 3 to 5 years of consistent growth. Where is that going to be? What does that look like? So look, this is a tough question because I can't put a finger on certain locations, okay? I'm not sure if you watched our live that we had yesterday on the 26th of April. I talked about that we've invested in 42 suburbs across Australia, and a large range of LGAs across Australia, being Queensland, South Australia, and WA. So we're all over the place. Now, where is still going to be doing well? I look at, I'm very bullish at the moment on WA, certain parts of WA, not all parts. There's a lot of things happening. The government is changing the economy. There's a lot of regions there that aren't reliant on the mining sector. And there's a lot of things happening there from an influence perspective of the government policies and creation of jobs and, infrastructure projects and things like that. And the lifestyle change and being close to close to the ocean, that you can still get a property for 400 to 450k walking distance to the ocean. And so very bullish on certain regions there, of course. But I want to put a full disclaimer out there. I can't say that these markets are going to have a 3 to 5 year consistent growth phase because I don't have a crystal ball. But what I can say, can kind of say and give my opinion on is that I can still see you're going to have some strong consistent growth for the next 1 to 2 years, and after that, of course, I do have faith in that markets are going to continue. The reason why I'm putting a disclaimer out there, because I don't want people to go out there and start investing in WA and think that they're going to be getting 3 to 5 years and then coming back saying, "Oh, Frank, we didn't get that." That is something I can't make. I can't give that advice, and no one can. If someone's telling you that you're going to get 5 years of growth here, or 6 years, or 7 years, or 10 years, they're lying to you, because no one's got a crystal ball. Okay, so I just want to be full transparent. But with our calculations and with our our research team and what we do, we look at what's going on in the market and how long the market's been thriving for, what's starting to turn that market, when it started to turn, and what's going on at the moment. So a lot of these markets have just kind of started to tick over and just have a lot of growth and a lot of things happening. And I do see a next 1 to 2, maybe 3 and 4 maybe of years of consistent growth. I can't look that far ahead, but I can look at the markets that we are investing in. I can see a good 2 years and possibly even more because of what's going on in the pipeline. Another place that I like a lot is Queensland. I look at Brisbane. Brisbane's probably it's doing so well, but it's kind of starting to have a bit of a slowdown also in certain areas. So not everywhere, but you still got your Ipswiches and your Logans that's doing quite well and still moving in the right direction also. So from that's south of Brisbane, your north and your Moreton Bay region and Sunshine Coast is starting to slow down a lot, as they've had growth for a long consecutive period of time of nearly 5 years. So where your south of Brisbane has kind of started since 2019, where that started to change. So you look at it, 2019, it's been a long time, but it's still moving in the right direction. But are you still going to get that long, strong, consistent growth, or that strong, sharp growth of what you got at the very beginning in the first year? Probably not, but you're still going to have long, consistent growth also. So that their markets that are very bullish on still. Some regional towns in Queensland that I do like, places like Toowoomba in Queensland, a great market. The pipeline infrastructure what's going on there, and the economy is so strong, and that has a big impact to the Australian economy also, and that's a positive thing. And the creation of jobs, and the undersupply of housing level there is creating a lot of pressure in the property market. Places like Bundaberg, I see Bundaberg is still doing extremely well, and is on fire. So we've invested there. We've kind of stopped. The reason being because it's just too hot, and you're just paying overs at the moment. So we've kind of moved out from those markets, but I'm still seeing some strong growth happening there, and I can still see that's going to be continuing that trend as well. So in places like your Rockhamptons, also in your Townsvilles, but even South Australia, Adelaide for some reason just keeps ticking over and doing extremely well. South of Adelaide, north of Adelaide, you name it, it's doing pretty well at the moment. And so that's a positive thing, and it's governed, and it's done a lot of good things because of the economy and what's going on there at the moment. From a healthcare perspective, it's very invested in the healthcare sector, and of course the educational sector too. And then it's just got a large diverse range, being that there is the RAF, the Defence Force, that is in North Adelaide as well, has a big contribute to the economy, and of course as well import and export goods also. So Adelaide's doing extremely well. There's some regional towns as well in Adelaide that are doing also well, but Adelaide is, I can still see it's going to continue that trend as well, which started its trend around that 2019, 2020, 2020 kind of started that trend of, that growth, and it's still affordable. There's some markets there very still affordable. You can get stuff, 400 to 500 close to the CBD, and that's very affordable for people. And so that's, regardless of interest rates, where at the moment the property prices are still increasing, it's the only capital city at the moment to have consistent strong growth from a core logic perspective. But when you look at it from an LGA perspective, there's significant growth of 20% onwards in some of the markets. So that's looking quite well. And like I said before earlier on, Perth is another one of those cities as well. So I think they're my three locations or 3 states I'd like to put it down to. You need to do your research, you need to have a look at what's going on when these places started their boom. But I can't say 5 years, and I don't like to say that. Reason why I don't want people to go out there and start thinking that, Frank, you said that it's going to get 5 years, and it's you're not living up to your word, because I don't have a crystal ball and no one else does. But I can make a great informed decision of what's going on in the pipeline and see what's happening. And if we had already consistent growth in the last 1 to 2, 3 years where we've been investing, I do feel and strongly voice my opinion that we still are going to see some strong growth. But saying, a video just giving people information about what my opinion is. Hopefully you actually go out there and do your own research, look into the markets, understand what is going on, and don't just listen to people and run to those locations. Actually have an understanding what you're doing, because if you don't understand what you're doing, you're going to be making mistakes. So that's just a little disclaimer there, but hopefully you got a bit of clarity of what's going on. Do your research, have a look what's going on, have a strategy of what you're trying to do, and then start going out there and looking for the right property. Okay. Hopefully you got a lot of value from this today, and we'll see you at the next poll. But if there's any questions, like always, please don't hesitate to reach out. Please don't hesitate to leave a comment or reach out to someone at the team, leave a message. We are active. Someone will get back to you, and they'll get back to me if you've got a message for myself. I'm more than happy to have a chat. And you got any questions, point you in the right direction if I can. Okay, so once again, have a great week, have a great weekend, enjoy, and make sure you educate yourself.